SMP Earth, one of the youngest geopolitical servers on Minecraft, has been around for about a month now, and in that time, nations have rose, gathered resources, formed alliances, and have made enemies. One of the most heated relationships on the server is between the Antarctic Empire and the three nations Pakal, the Corvarian Empire, and the German Empire. Pakal and the German Empire are massive, amounting to 14 players total between the two, which is insane considering the Antarctic Empire only has 3 members, well now 4 with Wisp. Clearly there is a gap in numbers between the two, even when you consider Florida and Mario Luigi on the Antarctic side. Some skirmishes have happened, but no real war has actually occurred between the two, until the 3 allies decided to go straight for the Ice Emperor himself, Technoblade. One day, Svyoshi, who resides in the German Empire, approached Wuna 301 of Pakal and KaraCorvus of the Corvarian Empire with a secret message that was not revealed to anyone but themselves. No one knows what the messages contained, but after I tell you the story, I'm sure you can infer what they contained. They soon all met up at a German claim in Northern America, where Yoshi supplied Wuna and Kara with the following: splash potions of healing, splash potions of harming, splash potions of poison, and potions of strength? What? Why would Svyoshi randomly meet up with 2 other allies and give them more supplies after giving them a coded message? Well, it is quite obvious. They were going to attack. Many were wondering who the trio were going to attack, but if you think about it, it's obvious. Who would require multiple people to take them down? Who would require that kind of supplies to take down? Who is the main enemy of these people? Voiceover Pete? No, Technoblade. 3 then got into a plane and started traveling around the globe, honing in onto North Africa, where Technoblade was currently located. Voiceover Pete, one of the members of the Antarctic Empire, was notified of the upcoming attack on Techno and was bewildered that the enemy would decide to strike now. Pete quickly scrambled together some items and then got in his plane to fly to Techno's aid. Techno soon received a notification that the Corvarian Empire, led by KaraCorvus, had enemied his nation, which was quite strange considering that the two were neutral and the Antarcticans had done nothing to provoke them. Techno contacted Kara with confusion and asked her to renew their neutrality with each other. This request, though, was too late, because at this time, Wuna, Kara, and Yoshi were all circling above Techno. Techno noticed them and was shocked to see a group of people ready to kill him. After some more flying, the group touched down near the claims of Connoreatspants and Mario Luigi, though they were near Sneak's claim, but the Pope himself was never involved in this conflict. They started to approach Technoblade, who was in conversation with Connoreatspants from Connoreatspants. The 2 groups stared at each other for a few moments, until Svyoshi, Kara, and Wuna all started moving in on the group. Techno started backing up, realizing the drastic situation he was in. Techno had no time to call for any sort of backup, and he was not prepared to fight a 3v2 battle, with Connor in some unenchanted iron gear, so a 3v1.25, I'll say. Connor was the first member of the group attacked, as he was set on fire by Yoshi's sword, which caused him to sprint to the nearby ocean. The group knew that Connor was not the real target though, so they paused their attack on Connor and marched up the hill to where the mighty Ice Emperor was standing. Techno, knowing he could potentially die, looked at them with his godly stare, hoping to instill fear in his enemies, but they just kept coming closer. The attackers were now close enough to start throwing some potions of harming, and some potions of poison. This is a side note for some of you who don't know. Splash potions of harming go through armor, meaning it will take 6 splash potions to kill a person with no armor, as well as taking 6 potions to kill a person in fully enchanted diamond armor. Techno saw this and then swiftly retreated by vanishing into thin air. What? Techno had literally disappeared to where there was no trace of where he was or where he is now. Wuna, Yoshi, and Kara were all astonished at what had just happened, and then backed down the hill, wondering what had just happened. The group then saw Connor again, and charged at him with frightening speed. And after getting hit by Kara's fire sword, he also just disappeared. What is going on? Who knows? Pete was then closing in on the location of the attack, and started circling the air above the trio, confused at what had just took place. The attackers saw this and started firing a massive barrage of arrows towards Pete, though they were unable to land any direct hits on him. So enough with the storytelling changes I make. Techno and Connor then joined the voice chat that Yoshi, Wuna, and Kara were on, and said, "Go away, boomers." This was because Techno was not streaming, and he did not want to get into an engagement for no reason. Him not streaming and getting into a battle had no benefit for him, because it was not content for him. Connor then asked Kara why they had attacked him, as he is clearly not Technoblade. Kara's reasoning was because the two were near each other, and were associated with each other, and in Kara's eyes, that gave Connor the death sentence as well. Connor stated that actually, Connoreatspants and the Antarctic Empire were not in good terms, and Connor had just murdered Alfred, the chicken Technoblade sailed across the world with. Kara then changed her mind and declared neutrality with Connor and Connoreatspants. Pete then asked Kara why she would betray the alliance they had, presumably between Pete and Kara, which caused her to say that they were never actually allied and that the Corvarian Empire always maintained a neutral relationship with the Antarcticans. Techno then requested that the two nations renew their neutrality and suggested that they could schedule a war against the German Empire at a later date. Connor was also upset that his peaceful nation had now seen war because of the battles that took place there, and warned them that the UN, the server's peacekeeping neutral faction, might have to get involved. Pete was also upset because the Antarctic Empire had been providing help and resources to many others. Pete thought this attack was unnecessary and just rude. He was even creating an entire railroad and train station to connect continents together. Pete also gave this amazing quote stating, "And in the midst of such aid and recovery, others come to take advantage of such graciousness." Techno then stated that if they wanted to create some content by going to war, they should contact him on Discord or some other social media to arrange a war. This led to the aggression dying down, and everyone started to go their separate ways. Connor left to go play a better game, which is impossible because Minecraft is the best game. Pete flew back to his bridge to continue building his train station. Kara flew back to Paris to continue building her Eiffel Tower. Yoshi and Uno both flew back to their respective nations in the Americas. Yoshi stated that they had not expected the winner of multiple PvP events to combat log and to avoid something that they excelled at. He then said, anyone who is online on the server should be ready for a battle, and war is inevitable, whether one is streaming or not. So this ambush ended in a stalemate. This might be the beginning of something big. Something much bigger than the Battle of the Bridges, the German-Corvarian War, and the Paccal-Antarctic disputes. This could lead to a world war. Many times people have questioned who the Franz Ferdinand of the server is. Who could a nation kill that would bring outrage to everyone on the server? It definitely wasn't Tommy, or anyone in the German Empire, Paccal, and the Corvarian Empire. Who is helpless, wholesome, and someone people want to protect? The Franz Ferdinand of SMP Earth is voice over Pete. Many would be outraged if a nation had slain our wholesome boomer. All of the Antarctic Empire allies would come to their side and create two defining sides of a world war. Some who are allied with both sides would be forced to choose or be annihilated by both sides. If this ambush attempt had been targeted on voice over Pete on his train station, the war would have been taken right to the Antarctic Empire's doorstep. Let's snap back to what actually happened, and not what could have happened. This attempt to assassinate Technoblade has failed, and Techno does not stream much, so what might the ambushers do next? They already showed intent to kill voice over Pete when he was circling above them in a plane. I think their next attack might be on voice over Pete. This would lead to the largest war on SMP Earth history, and would keep this title for a very long time. All these nations battling each other, many deaths will occur. Many victories will be had. Could an alliance of Paccal, the Corvarian Empire, the German Empire, Paccal, Business Bay, and the Kingdom of Jordan be enough to take down the mighty alliance of the Antarctic Empire, Florida, Cuba, Newfoundland, and the Bean Empire? I couldn't tell you, but what I can tell you is that this would be the first large-scale war on SMP Earth, and it would change the server as we know it. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. This topic wasn't too publicized, so I thought it would be a good topic to discuss. I hope all of you learned some history of SMP Earth during this video. But for now, that'll be all. Subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you all next week. I know a lot of you won't care for this bit, but I plan on releasing a Discord and a Q&A once I reach 5k subs. 2019 was crazy, and I started it with like 40 subs, and I am now somehow at 4.7k, like, what? Seriously, I know I'm just a historian, but this is insane, and you guys have made 2019 an amazing year for me, so thank you so much. I want to start releasing more content other than just history videos, but still pertaining to SMP Earth, but I'm not sure what to do yet. I also want to make more friends in this community, and maybe even do some collabs with them to spice some of my content up. Until that happens though, I'm going to stick to weekly uploads every Monday. This is the real outro now, so see y'all later.